Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday. Seen the pictures from out east?
Oh, I know. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. A week from today, it looks like.
And they're calling for like
Siberia.
9 to 10 inches of snow in some places.
Yeah.
It's not here.
Not yet. Not yet.
We're going to find out what's happening in the 608 this weekend with Emmy Fink. That's coming up. But first, here's what's making news on this Thursday. Governor Walker comes out of seclusion following his Election Day defeat. Jessica Arp has his thoughts on the voter's choice and the Baraboo High School photo.
Keely Arthur reports on the effect of a movement to boycott Baraboo businesses because of that picture. And as we say, a big snowstorm is barreling down on the East Coast. It's going to make pre-Thanksgiving travel somewhat difficult. Look at those pictures. I have a lot of relatives in the Philadelphia area, and they're going to get a couple inches of snow, it looks like. All right, our time will come. Yes, it will. Don't jinx it. Not today. The sun was out. I think we might have even hit 40 degrees. Yeah, it was very nice. Very nice. Let's take a look outside. And they're putting up the Christmas decorations at the Capitol. And I forgot to put in the weather words. There they are, the weather words. I was going to, but I don't know, something happened. Anyway, nice day out there. Dana's in the backyard. Help us out.
So we're leaning towards a few snowflakes. That was what your weather words were going to be. Just getting ready, of course, for a few snowflakes because we are looking at the chance actually to have a little bit of flurry action for us tonight. Heading into tomorrow morning, accumulations for this evening, though, will be close to just a half an inch. The major snowfall that we're focusing on will be for Friday night and Saturday morning. Right now, actually, we do have some flurries heading towards that southeast corner of the state. That's all moving east for us. The rest of the Doppler track looks pretty okay. Notice what's off to the west, moving through Minnesota right now. That is going to continue to swing southeast, just brushing over central and southern Wisconsin. So that's what we'll be dealing with later on tonight. Still far away, but you'll be waking up tomorrow morning with, again, a few snowflakes kind of hanging around. Temperatures are currently close to 40. We're at 39 still in Madison, 37 in Janesville. Temperature just dropped there in Mineral Point at 39 as well. After a pretty decent day outside, wind speeds are going to stay close to 10 miles per hour, hovering like 8 to 15 as we head overnight, coming from the south. So that helped us warm up a little bit today. We did have some gusty conditions this afternoon, though nothing too crazy, as you can see, not picking up much there. But we saw some gusts in that 15 to 20 mile per hour range for us. A few clouds for tomorrow morning with that snow chance coming through. High temperatures will be close to 40 yet again tomorrow. But do plan on a cold overnight tonight with some snow and a cold Friday night into Saturday with snow as well. Looking at our roads through first alert traffic update, the Beltline a little delayed for us right now. Looking at 151 heading through downtown, though. Southbound about 16 miles per hour, northbound closer to 17, so a little delay there. Eastbound on the Beltline, as always, a little slower, down to 27 miles per hour right now, but no delays. And then heading over towards Mineral Point Road. Also, as the Beltline wraps on through there, Mineral Point Road has a few delays. Heading westbound, 12 looks okay around the western side of town. Janesville to the Beltline will take you 28 minutes, 17 minutes from Sauk City to Middleton, and then Sun Prairie to downtown, about 20 minutes. A lot of green on the screen. No major delays or accidents right now, but we'll keep a close eye on things. I'll have another update on both traffic and, of course, the snowy forecast that's ahead in just a few minutes.
So we didn't quite hit 40.
We were close.
39.
That's where we're at.
All right, maybe next time. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you, Dana. First at 4, Governor Scott Walker says he would like his legacy as governor to be as a reformer.
He made those comments to reporters in just the last hour at the state capitol. Chief political reporter Jessica Arp tells us more about what the governor is saying about his election loss and the future.
Well, Governor Walker is saying he's still trying to figure out exactly what he's going to do next, but says he'll focus in the next 52 days on creating a smooth transition with Governor-elect Tony Evers. Walker speaking with reporters in his Capitol office for the first time since his loss in the gubernatorial race to State Superintendent Tony Evers. Walker told reporters he'd leave it to the pundits to say why he lost the race, although when asked about efforts of the legislature to try and pass things in the remaining days he has in office, said his record might have been an issue.
For 8 years now, the people of the state have given me honor to serve. That's been the distinction I've had through 3 separate elections, one more than I bargained for, but nonetheless, I appreciate that. I've actually I had it again last night at an event I was at. People say, oh my gosh, in the last few days you should pass all these major agenda items, to which my reaction is, what have we not done? I mean, we've been such a reformer, I may have reformed myself out of a job.
Governor also used his conversation with reporters to push the legislature to pass an incentive package to try and keep Kimberly Clark in Wisconsin. As for what's next, the governor said he was going to talk to his wife and pray about it, but claimed he'd been called with a number of offers. When asked specifically if President Trump may have offered him a cabinet position, Walker only said that his mother and sons were both in Wisconsin, and he, quote, did not have much of an interest in going to Washington.
Interesting conversation. And he had a comment about the Baraboo photo.
Right.
From the
If
high
you have
school.
our Channel 3000 app, you might have seen this story that was pushed out in the last half hour or so. When he was asked about this photo, said that there had been remarks about youth and indiscretion, but he called the young people in the photo just stupid and idiots for being in the photo. Again, he said he wouldn't write it off to that they were young or that this was some kind of an indiscretion that they had made, but that they were stupid for being in this as well.
All right, Jess, thank you.
Thanks, Jess.
And the Baraboo Police Department is investigating threats to people related to that photo. Since the picture came to light this week, police say threats to Baraboo School District, students, staff, city entities, and private businesses have been rampant, and Baraboo businesses are suffering following the backlash of that now viral photo.
The photo has prompted the hashtag Boycott Baraboo. Our Keely Arthur spoke with the city's Chamber of Commerce and joins us now with the latest. Keely?
Well, they're going through a rough time. The Baraboo Chamber of Commerce says they've been inundated with phone calls from across the country criticizing the city, even threatening to boycott. A number of Baraboo businesses say they've already felt the effects on their bottom line. The city has a robust small business industry downtown and attracts people from all over because of Devil's Lake and Circus World. The chamber says the people calling want real change before they return. Chamber President Nancy Kalfish says they are committed to making that happen.
I think it's a long process. I don't think it's a one and done. I think that we need to make sure our entire community is well educated, that owns the fact of what happened, and accept it, move on, change the things that need to be changed, and continue to be a welcoming and loving community like we are.
Now, in addition to the school district, which announced yesterday it will create a program to educate students on tolerance, the chamber is doing their own part. A speaker from the Jewish Council in Milwaukee will give a talk on Monday. Diversity training will also be offered.
Keely Arthur in the newsroom. Keely, thanks. A Sun Prairie man was charged today with homicide by intoxicated operation of a vehicle following a crash that killed a 60-year-old man who was on his way to a pumpkin farm. 46-year-old Nicholas Hanley is also facing 5 other felony counts related to drunk driving. Kevin Sylvie died in the crash. Court documents say Hanley tried to pass Sylvie while Sylvie was making a left turn into the farm. Hanley later told deputies he may have had 3 beers prior to the crash.
President Trump turned his focus to the Mueller investigation today, just 1 week after replacing his attorney general with someone who has been critical of the special counsel's investigation. Nicole Killian has more details from the White House.
President Trump took to Twitter on a snowy Thursday morning to vent frustration about Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. He tweeted, "The inner workings of the Mueller investigation are a total mess. They have found no collusion and have gone absolutely nuts. They are screaming and shouting at people horribly, threatening them to come up with the answers they want. They are a disgrace to our nation." Lawyers who've interacted with Mueller's team tell CBS News some prosecutors have yelled or made threats during negotiations. Mueller is pressing on with his investigation without any public reaction to the president's tweets. President Trump's decision to appoint Matthew Whitaker, who's been a critic of Mr. Mueller as the acting attorney general, has sparked new concerns on Capitol Hill. The president is trying to undermine the investigation.
The priority here has to be to protect the special counsel.
Outgoing Republican Senator Jeff Flake says he will not vote for any of President Trump's judicial nominees until the Senate votes on a bill to protect the Mueller investigation. But Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will not bring the bill up for a vote, and most Republicans are with him.
If the president had, or anyone else had taken steps to fire Mr. Mueller or to obstruct his investigation, that would be one thing. But all of this is based on what might happen.
President Trump is reportedly working on written responses to questions from the Mueller team and could submit those any day now. In Washington, Nicole Killian for WISC News 3.
And prior to joining the Department of Justice, Matthew Whitaker once called the Mueller probe, quote, a lynch mob.
It started as a feel-good story, you may recall, about a New Jersey couple who raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for a homeless man. But in a shocking and sad twist, it was all a hoax. Mark D'Amico and Caitlin McClure said they were raising money for homeless veteran Johnny Bobbitt to reward him for a good deed. McClure claimed that Bobbitt offered her his last $20 when she ran out of gas. But police say that never happened. The three actually met at a local casino, and together they hatched a scam, creating a GoFundMe page and collecting $400,000 to repay Bobbitt's kindness.
Miko, McClure, and Bobbitt conspired to pass off a fake, feel-good story that would compel donors to contribute to their cause. And it worked.
The scam started to unravel this summer when Bobbitt accused the couple of spending money on themselves. Police say if they had not started fighting over the money, there is a good chance they might have gotten away with it. GoFundMe has promised to refund all 14,000 people who donated for Bobbitt.
Well, it is not even Thanksgiving, but it feels like winter in parts of the country, getting hit with a snow and ice storm. A pre-winter storm is bearing down on the East Coast, leaving a trail of closed schools, traffic headaches, and power outages. The mix of sleet, snow, ice, and rain caused dozens of accidents. Parts of New York State and Pennsylvania could have more than 9 inches of snow by tomorrow, and there could be up to an inch of sleet and freezing rain from West Virginia into Massachusetts.
California officials say they've identified most of the 59 people known to have died in wildfires that started a week ago today. Cool weather helped fire crews gain some ground today against the nation's deadliest wildfires in a century. The search continues for 300 people who remain unaccounted for. Well, it's Thursday night football tonight. The Green Bay Packers are in Seattle.
And some are saying this game might be the playoff elimination game for one of these two teams. Kevin Lewis is here with what we can expect tonight.
It's not mathematically a must-win, but it's one of those you'd really like to win. It'd be a really good idea, just like the rest of them. Packers aren't a big running team when they get in the red zone, but that might change a little. It might change a lot if Aaron Jones keeps Aaron Jonesing. The second-year running back from UTEP leads the NFL in yards per carry at 6.8, coming off a career game against the Dolphins. And if he keeps this up, his quarterback says we might see him on more than just first and second down.
On third down, he is a very good guy out of the backfield. Now, he does a great job in his protection schemes and picking up pressures, but he's also quick enough and fast enough to be a matchup issue for linebackers in man situations. So we got to keep working him in those situations, and he's a great player. We just need to continue to give him more opportunities.
The CenturyLink Field's known as home of the 12th man. They produced historically loud decibel levels, but the Seahawks are only 1-2 at home this year, and they're in desperation mode, 4-5 overall. Kickoff at 7:20 tonight. The last time the Packers went there, of course, the NFC Championship game. We know how that ended. They said they pretty much move on from that. Be a little bit in the back of their mind, right?
Yeah, a desperate team can be a dangerous team.
Yeah, and both teams are, I don't want to say desperate now, but if the Packers lose, they'll be 4-5-1. Seattle loses, they'll be 4-6, and the games tick by pretty quick in the last 6 weeks or so of the season.
Quick turnaround for the Pack. They just played on late Sunday.
Yeah, late Sunday, flying out to Seattle was really great, but they said they've dealt with it before. This is how it works in the NFL, and both teams coming off short rest, so we'll see what happens tonight.
All right, we will indeed. Yeah. Thank you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Country music and television star Roy Clark has died. The guitar virtuoso and singer headlined the TV show Hee Haw for nearly a quarter century. Clark was the host of Hee Haw for its entire 24-year run, with Buck Owens his best-known co-host. Raised in Washington, D.C., Clark played guitar, banjo, fiddle, mandolin, and harmonica. Clark died due to complications from pneumonia at his home in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Roy Clark was 85 years old.
And he was talented.
Oh, yes, he was.
I loved watching
So did
Hee
I.
Haw. Was it Saturday
did too.
night?
Yes, yeah. I loved it too.
It was a lot of fun.
End of an era.
Yep. Well, there's more to come at 4. We'll find out what's happening in the 608 this weekend with Emmy Fink.
And the FDA is cracking down on those fruity-flavored cigarettes and vapors. We'll find out what prompted this sweeping ruling when Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back. The FDA is trying to make it harder for flavored tobacco products to get into the hands of children and teens.
Under the new sweeping FDA restrictions that were released today, vaping shops will be the only places allowed to sell fruity flavored e-cigarettes. Currently, the FDA bans the sale of tobacco products, including e-cigarettes, to anyone under 18. But new data released this afternoon shows 21% of high school students are using e-cigarettes. The goal is to keep kids from smoking and vaping at an early age because nicotine can hurt the developing brain.
The bottom line is that we know that these flavors make it much easier for kids to initiate on tobacco products.
Under the new restrictions that will be phased in over the next few months, mint and menthol flavors can still be sold at convenience stores, but the FDA wants to eventually ban the sale of menthol cigarettes altogether and all flavors in cigars.
Wall Street ends on an up note on hopes of easing U.S.-China trade tensions. The Dow Industrials gained 208 points, closing at 25,289. The NASDAQ Composite Index added 122. The S&P 500 was up 28. And it is almost the weekend in the 608.
Friday Eve. Emmy Fink is here with a look at what's going on around town this weekend. Hi, Emmy.
Hi, Em.
Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you, too.
It just does not feel normal to be sitting here, I have to say.
We got a little construction going on around here.
We have a little surprise coming in a little while.
That's right.
We're going to start with some shopping.
Well, you know how fast the weeks go this time of year, so
yeah.
you really have to maximize these coming weeks. So taking place at Amoca and Overture Center is the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art's Art and Gift Fair. You can check off all the people on your holiday list. There's going to be about 100 booths there, lots of things to do. And what I love too is this really is how shopping should be all the time. Wine, live music, singing performances, dance performances. I mean,
maybe a little snow on Saturday too in the forecast.
Yeah,
it's going to be perfect.
Picture perfect. So it goes on Saturday from 10 until 6 and Sunday from 10 until 4. So fun.
All right. Dedicated is one way to describe this next band.
Well, you know the band, Get Back Wisconsin. They're the Madison-based band, and they make it their mission to study and perform the entire Beatles catalog. And they take on the White Album, and they continue their track record of performing every Beatles record track by track on the 50th anniversary of its release. That's dedication. Friday, you're going to hear Back in the USSR, My Guitar Gently Weeps, Blackbird, and everything in between. That takes place at the Barrymore Theater Friday at 7. Are any of those your favorites?
They're all good songs. I love the White Album. Yeah, that was good.
All right, good.
Well,
I like it.
Speaking of great Wisconsin performers, the Wisconsin Singers perform this weekend. They're terrific.
They are, and they just do it all, which is what makes them so cool to watch. So it's UW-Madison's ensemble singing and dance group. They perform Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. It's a 90-minute show featuring America's top hits from the past 50 years. There's going to be a lot of one-hit wonders there, you know it. Musical theater and theme songs. It's a great option for the whole family. Shows are both Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday at 8 o'clock. That goes on in the Capitol Theater at Overture.
A lot of fun.
Look at them. I mean, they're getting a good workout there, too. I could use that.
All right, now, some say that this guy has the best job in the world.
Are you talking about yourself
Yes,
again?
I am. No, I'm not. No. We're talking about Rick Steves.
Rick Steves. Who doesn't love Rick Steves? I mean, I watch his show and I just think, oh my gosh, I want to go there just because you are just wonderful. He is the loved PBS TV personality that inspires you to travel the globe, and he's the one and only Rick Steves. He hosts the travel series Rick Steves Europe, and you can see him tonight during his lecture at the Memorial Union. It starts at 6:30. You got a couple hours. He's going to share some personal anecdotes because he's been doing this for 30 years. Imagine the stories that he has to tell. Really, he's a lot like you in a lot of ways.
He's very popular. They've already sold 1,000 tickets for this.
Have they really? Yeah. Well, I mean, I see why. He's just one of those people you can't help but like.
Now, the official day, Veterans Day, is already passed, but there's another opportunity to remember.
Hey, it's good to remember veterans all year long, not just on November 11th. So there's going to be 6 military veterans who are going to gather for In Good Standing, a Ready by Veterans. It's at the Arts and Literature Laboratory, and they're going to read their written works. So the participating veterans will have experience in conflicts in both Iraq and Vietnam, and the event is, of course, held less than just a week after Veterans Day, and it's going to be followed by a reception for an exhibit by an artist and veteran, Eric Garcia. This will take place Saturday at 6 o'clock. So cool. I mean, just
very meaningful.
It's like the Badger Honor flights. You just feel such emotion, and you know those people just love when you just show up to things like that. It's just touching.
Yeah, that's going on as usual.
Yeah, you got it. You guys stay busy.
Get that grocery shopping in for Thanksgiving.
Oh, don't even mention it yet. It's next
Are you
week.
cooking or traveling?
Traveling. I hope I'm not hosting for like another 30 years. You know, my mom will take care of that for a while.
Get this month's Madison Magazine. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving,
you guys too.
For all the best in the Madison area. Still to come at 4, they are magic words for some students. Snow day.
And now they're even more magical at a school district in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Wait until you see what the principal at this school did. It is so creative, and it's coming up after Dana's forecast.
Take a look at this. You are watching snowboarding history. Austrian snowboarder Anna Gassler just became the world's first woman to land a cap triple 1260. That means taking off in a reverse position, pulling off 3.5 rotations, and landing face forward. What's even cooler, the Olympic gold medalist landed it on her first try.
That's incredible.
So cool.
Isn't that?
I love when they slow it down like that.
Yeah.
If you look at that.
How'd you even practice that?
Wow, that's
I
incredible.
have a broken neck and everything else. It is Thursday, November 15th. It is World Pancreatic Cancer Day. Spread the word to help educate your family and friends about the third leading cause of cancer-related deaths in the U.S. And you're asked to wear purple today to help raise awareness.
That's why we're all wearing purple, yep, to support the cause. Today is Nouveau Beaujolais Day. Under the French law, the Beaujolais Nouveau wine is released at 12:01 a.m. on the third Thursday of November, just weeks weeks after the grapes have been harvested.
You buy this every year for Thanksgiving.
It's a Thanksgiving tradition in my family, yeah.
And it's kind of purple, too.
It is, yeah, it is.
I'm definitely going to have to try that this year. And it's also National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. You can get together some soap and the water, fill the bucket, disinfect, a sponge and a garbage bag, and you are all good to go.
We just did this in the newsroom.
Yeah, well, we had a refrigerator here that walked out on its own.
Pretty much.
So we have to
There's
clean
always
that.
something random in the back.
I know, it's like, oh, how long has that been in there?
Right. No.
All right, so get at it.
Do it. All right, so we're looking at snowfall. That's what my corner looks like. Light snowfall for this evening, and then as we head into Saturday morning, still have an alert day in the forecast.
That's pretty.
A little more snow on the way. That is a
Very
lovely sun
pretty.
sight. Nice. We'll take a look at the forecast after the break. It wasn't quite as chilly outside for us today. A little bit of sunshine this afternoon. In the southeast corner of the state, though, we actually had quite a bit of snow stretching down into parts of central Illinois, picking up closer to 2 inches of snowfall early this morning. Nothing for us in Madison. Much of the southern edge of the state has stayed fairly calm. Our next opportunity for snow, though, is going to move in overnight. Right now, it's entering part of Minnesota. That is going to continue to sing southeast. We'll have some flurries early tomorrow morning. Right now, that system again moving through Minnesota, the cold front draped behind it, sliding some cooler air moisture along with it. We'll deal with that tonight. Our big weather maker, though, that we're focusing on, a cold front just to the north of that system is going to slide through late Friday and throughout Saturday morning, bringing quite a bit more snowfall for us. So because of that cold front right now draped through Canada, it's going to slide down. We do have an alert day in the forecast for Saturday. Timing overnight will stay clear for a few more hours, but then as we get closer to midnight, we do have the chance for some light flurries. Not expecting much accumulation, just around a ½ an inch possible for us. Those snowflakes will be out of here by your drive to work for Friday morning, but we are going to have an overcast sky for the morning. A little variable cloudiness Later in the afternoon, we'll actually get a few pockets of sunshine. It'll help us warm up closer to 40 degrees again instead of being so cold outside. But by Friday night, the clouds are going to come back on through, and then that significant snowfall is going to start up right around 10 o'clock Friday evening. So if you have any late evening plans on Friday, definitely make sure you're okay to drive later in the evening, because we are going to have that snowfall coming on through. Light snowfall extending into Saturday morning. Throughout the morning on Saturday, that snow will continue to move east by about 6:30. We have just a few lingering light flakes still falling, and we may have a few freezing drizzle spots as well later in the morning on Saturday. Clouds for us throughout the morning. We'll have a slowly clearing sky throughout the afternoon, and then clearing overnight into Sunday. Sunday we'll get some sunshine. So our RPM model is showing us getting about 2.5 inches right now in Madison. Our numbers have actually jumped up just a little bit in the last few hours. Looks like much of central and southern Wisconsin is hovering in that 1 to 3 inch line. We're initially looking a little closer to 2 inches for us. So a lot of the models kind of agreeing here that we're going to be hovering anywhere between 1 to 3 inches. Everyone moving in the same direction, no major anomalies, and nobody's saying we're not going to get any snow at all. So that gives us a little more confidence, and leaning towards, again, by Saturday morning to see areas getting closer to about 2 inches total. Anywhere from 1 to 3 certainly possible. Freezing drizzle may come in later on in the day, and that's going to make any snowfall that's out there a little more slick. So because of this, we do have an alert day in the forecast for Saturday morning. Right now, a beautiful sunset for us. Only a few clouds in the sky. Overall, mostly clear today, getting a little bit of color. We did actually cross that threshold of 40 degrees, hitting a high of about 41 this afternoon. Very cold this morning in the teens. We should have been just a little warmer for both our afternoon highs and our overnight lows early this morning. Sunset keeps getting a little earlier at 4:33, so just a few minutes ago. Overnight, we are going to have some light snow, possibly some freezing drizzle at parts for the area at times. Overall, temperatures will fall to the upper 20s. Tomorrow will be close to 40 with variable cloudiness in the afternoon, which does mean a little bit of sunshine. It is going to be a little breezy outside for us. Our wind speeds anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour possible for your Friday forecast. Friday night is our concern heading into Saturday morning with that alert day. Again, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches certainly possible. Our numbers right now kind of in agreement that everyone's going to get at least an inch of snowfall heading Friday night into Saturday. Overall temperatures through the weekend will stay pretty chilly, and then we'll finally start to become a little more mild by the end of next week as we get closer to Turkey Day, which is nice. That rain chance also backing off a little bit for us on Thursday, which is good news for anyone who has outdoor Thanksgiving traditions. We always played football in the backyard.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
That's fun.
Running around in shorts and t-shirts some years, and then snowsuits in other years, but yes.
But this snow will probably be gone by then with temperatures in the 40s.
Correct. So we're not going to be dealing with that. It'll be all cleared out, but Saturday morning is going to be a little slick outside.
All right.
Very good. All right, thanks, Dana.
Well, the East Coast storm will no doubt, we talked about earlier, no doubt will result in many schools closing tomorrow.
When we have storms here, our News 3 School Watch system alerts parents. But check out how the school superintendent in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, announced his snow day.
And now for a special message from your school superintendent.
Just a quick note with some big news. Snowed overnight. Wanna tell you, roads are gleaming, plows are leaving. School is canceled for the masses. Don't even drive a car. Not in session, not today, sir. Stay inside, ditch the cold, take a break and enjoy it. Lots of slumber. School is canceled. No need to wonder.
Now that is a teacher you will never, ever forget.
That's raising the bar.
I think so.
The School Watch is going to have to pump it up a little bit.
You put a lot of work and effort into that one. Wow.
Is he going to use it every time there's a snow day?
That's a good question.
Reuse it?
Love it.
Well, still to come at 4, are you looking for a new profession? How about being Mary Poppins?
There is a school in England that can steer you in the right direction.
Move over, Mary Poppins. I'm Terry Okita in Bath, England at the prestigious Norland College. See what it takes to be a world-class nanny.
This is a live look in Platteville where the sun sets today at 4:39. 4 minutes later than Madison. Isn't that interesting? Or 5 minutes later.
That looks like a weather calendar picture.
Well, you should make a screenshot.
I think somebody should take a screenshot of that. Isn't that beautiful?
It is something. Well, the much anticipated sequel Mary Poppins Returns opens in theaters Christmas Day.
In Britain, Norland College is renowned for educating real-life Mary Poppins. It's one of the world's only schools for professional nannies. Terry Okita reports from Bath, England.
For more than a century, Norland College has educated the world's most elite nannies. The students take their career choice very seriously.
At the end of the day, the only thing you need to care about and care for is the children and the family's needs.
The job isn't just child's play. The school's 3-year degree includes courses on early childhood development. The practical side covers classes on cooking, baking, sewing, even how to cut kids' hair.
The degree offers something that really is quite unique and you probably won't find anywhere else in the world.
This year, for the first time, 2 Mannies, male nannies, graduated, including 21-year-old Liam Willett. He's proud to have made history.
All of us are very passionate about what we do, and all of us want to do it to the best of our ability.
They've become somewhat of a tourist attraction in this English town. The school says the required iconic brown uniform makes them appear professional and practically perfect, like a certain other nanny.
How'd you do that?
Do what?
Do they mind being compared to Mary Poppins?
No, not at all.
It's rumored the magical Mary Poppins was even modeled after a Norland nanny. Celebrities, the world's wealthy, and royalty, including Prince William and Duchess Kate, use their services.
The Norland nannies they'll go anywhere around the world? Oh, absolutely. We have clients all over the world.
Graduates can earn anywhere from $35,000 to $135,000. For these nannies, it means making a good living in the most delightful way. Terry Okita, CBS News, Bath, England.
Even got the outfits.
Isn't that something?
It
And
really
as you
is.
can imagine, the Norland nannies are in very high demand.
For every graduate, there are 6 openings, and once they're done with school, Norland's placement agency finds them positions with families.
Boy, that would give you such a comfort level if somebody has a 3-year degree.
Yeah, in nanny.
Absolutely. It's really interesting. I love to see some guys doing it too.
Yeah.
I remember when we got a boy babysitter for Matthew, it's like you feel like you won the lottery when you
Really?
because there aren't very many. Yeah, that's great.
So there you go.
That's great.
All right, still ahead at 4. We are 1 week away from the big feast.
But there are ways to eat smart on Thanksgiving Day, and Consumer Reports has some great tips to help us from tipping over with a food hangover when Live at 4 continues.
Right now, much of Dane County looks nice and green for us. Looking towards the northern part of downtown, 151 slowing down a little bit on the northbound side, down to 19 miles per hour. The Beltline quite a bit slower than usual. Eastbound down to 32 just east of John Nolan. The eastbound side just west of John Nolan down to 26, but still cruising along. Westbound down to 6 miles per hour. Usually that's, of course, a little quicker. Right now, though, we do have an accident on the westbound side of the Beltline right near the Todd Drive exit. The right lane is closed currently, so that's why there's such a delay on the westbound side of the Beltline. Also backing up towards Fish Hatchery Road, as you can see there. It looks like the Beltline, or the western part of it, clears out quite a bit after that accident. But again, that crash right near the Todd Drive exit. Over towards Mineral Point Road and part of Gammon Road, delays heading there, both southbound and eastbound. But the Beltline, again, looking clear once you get to that side of town. 28 minutes from Janesville to the Beltline. Sauk City to Middleton will take you 18, and then 19 from Sun Prairie to downtown. Everything there looks green. Drive times look okay. Other than that one accident, the rest of the area looks pretty okay right now. Mark and Susan?
Thanks, Dana. Thanksgiving is 1 week from today. You can enjoy a turkey dinner and the entire holiday season without expanding your waistline.
That is the best news I've heard all day. Consumer Reports has some expert tips on how to do that. Food safety and testing program leader and also a registered dietitian, Amy Keating, is joining us now to tell us more. Hi, Amy. Good to see you.
Hi, how are you?
We're a week away. We need strategies to survive the holidays, and you have some great tips. Your first one is to stock the fridge. Why should you do that, and what? Stock it with what?
Well, I mean, it's true that the holiday season comes hand in hand with a lot of tempting treats, but there's many days where you can make up for that throughout the season. So you want to stock the fridge with whole, unprocessed foods that can really pump up the nutrition of your meals, like fruits and vegetables, pre-cooked whole grains, legumes, nuts and seeds. All of these things, when added to your meals, can help offset those holiday parties and that occasional gingerbread cookie or slice of pie.
Which isn't going to kill you, an occasional cookie.
No.
So, starting with mealtime, you say to eat your vegetables first. Why?
Well, vegetables really have the benefit of taking the edge off your appetite, okay? They're filled with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and they're all going to fill you up so you won't have as much room for the less healthy fare. And that's a tip that you should follow all year long, but it's especially important around the holidays. And you don't have to feel deprived or relegated to the celery sticks and carrots. There's so many seasonal vegetables that you can enjoy.
A lot of holiday meals, especially at Thanksgiving, are served buffet style, and it's always my strategy to sort of take a little bit of everything.
Gotta try everything.
But that might not be the right approach. You say, why is that?
Well, the research shows the more variety, the more you tend to overconsume. So you probably can't eliminate the buffet, but you can be a little bit more mindful about it. And take a look at what's on the buffet and think about what really means Thanksgiving or the holidays to you. Think about picking things on the buffet, 2 or 3, that you really want to enjoy, that you don't get all year long. I mean, you don't need that buttered dinner roll. You can have that any day of the week. So pick the things that are really special, and then pair them with more healthful options like, again, the roasted vegetables, the salad. So be mindful of what you're choosing and why.
You know, a lot of people like me, you're going to have dinner like at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm going to skip lunch and maybe have a light breakfast so I have room for more turkey and stuff. That's not a great idea.
Well, if the meal is earlier in the day, having that light breakfast before a late lunch is not bad. The real problem comes in, and it really sets you up for disaster, is if the meal is later on and you don't have breakfast or dinner because you think, I'm going to save everything for the end. You're going to tend to overeat. Okay, so you really want to have a sensible breakfast and a sensible lunch so you don't get to the party ravenously hungry, because you will end up consuming more calories than you would otherwise if you had 2 healthy meals before.
Yeah, that's true. And I think a lot of people do that. They just say, I'm going to fast all day.
Yeah.
Got to save room.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And lastly, if you really enjoy dessert, which of course has me written all over it, you say there's one thing you can do to help you enjoy it even more. Now, this is a tip I've needed all year long. What is that?
Yeah. You know, the first thing is, as a nutritionist, I don't want anyone going to the holiday party and feeling deprived, like I can't have dessert. You certainly should have dessert. It's, you know, prepared specially, and it's just festive and fun, and you want to enjoy your dessert. But the one tip that I would say is don't rush right after dinner into dessert, because there's signals, hormonal signals, that need to reach your brain to let you know how full you are. So a better idea might be to go for a brisk walk. A lot of families have this tradition, mine included. Grab a couple flashlights, go for a walk. Those little mini chunks of exercise are great to get in anyway throughout the holidays. And then when you sit down for dessert, your signaling will be more in check, and you'll know just how full you are. And maybe rather than 2 slices, you'll just have 1 slice of that pie.
All right, a food coma is not a good way to end the holiday.
And Amy is cooking for 40 people for Thanksgiving, so you know of what you speak.
Well, happy Thanksgiving,
Yes.
Amy. Thanks for the great tips.
Great to see you, Amy. Thank you so much. Happy
too.
Thanksgiving.
Enjoy your holidays.
And we'll be right back
Thank
with a
you.
final check of your forecast. All in all, not a bad evening out there.
No, not at all. Right now it's fine, but we are going to watch a few flurries. Actually, taking a look at our future track as we get closer to midnight, there'll be a little light snowfall coming through. Cloudy to start off Friday morning, and then the snow chances come back in yet again for us overnight on Friday. Looking ahead through the rest of the evening, temperatures, of course, will continue to fall. We will be landing as we get later on tonight into the upper 20s for overnight lows.
And that Friday night, Saturday snow, we might notice that.
Correct. Tonight we're just talking maybe a ½ inch for some areas, but anywhere from 1 inch to 3 inches certainly possible for us by Saturday morning.
All right. Thanks, Dana.
And tomorrow here on Live Before, we go backstage with Michael Bruno at the Janesville Parker High School's production of The Little Mermaid.
Look at those costumes. That looks great. And Lola and Louie will check out the top animal stories of the week in the Lowdown report. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.